welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about makeup techniques. I want to talk about the difference between everyday makeup and stage makeup. There were some mistakes that I made, and even early on in my YouTube channel, you're going to see, if you look back at my old videos, you'll see that my makeup has changed a lot. So I want to share some of the things the advice that I was taking and why it's not a good idea to do it. Now, you can do whatever you want to do, girl. I'm not telling you what to do, but I do feel like sometimes it can age us if we're not applying our makeup correctly. So let's look at my face first with all the makeup on. So one of the things that I did in this video is I was putting on full coverage makeup. Is if you have a lot of discoloration, maybe you have a lot of sun damage, maybe you have a lot of redness or whatever, it's going to cover all of that. This is what I think. I think if you have skin issues, I think that using really good skincare, be patient with it, get your skin in a much better place, and I don't care how old you are, you can reverse a lot of that stuff, but it's going to take some time. I feel like it looks really aging. Full coverage is okay to wear if you are going maybe at nighttime, a nighttime event. If you're going to be under a lot of light somewhere, stage, whatever, then you wear full coverage, in my opinion. And if you have lines and wrinkles, it's going to stand out even more when you have more heavy, thick foundation on your face. Another thing that you're going to see in the video is that I contoured my face. You know how I feel about that if you've been watching me. Here's the thing about contouring. Again, if you are under lights, if I'm filming a video, if I'm, going to be on stage somewhere, you're going to get some shadows. Do you see even right here? See how I'm getting a shadow right there? Okay. So depending on the light where I'm at, I might get more shadows. And that can actually benefit me if I have a little sag here. So if I take a contour and I put it under my neck here or do it around my jawline with the lighting, it's going to make it look like, oh, I got a snatched up jawline going on there, when in reality, it's smoke and mirrors. It's the lighting and it's the contour. If I do that in real life, guess what? Honey, I still got this here. And if I turn a certain way and I'm out in public, it's not going to hide it. It is not going to hide it. I could put all the contour in the world down here, and it's not going to take that away. I can put all the contour in the world here, and it's not going to make it look like I have a snatched jawline, because I don't have one. I don't agree with contouring. Another thing is the nose thing. I mean, anytime you're contouring, you're creating shadows, that's fine. But when you are on everyday life and you see somebody in person, you're going to see all of that makeup. It's not like it's gonna just look like your nose looks different. It's just gonna look like you have a nose with a lot of freaking makeup on. If you're on stage or whatever, it's different. It's like that whole Scott Barnes. I mean, he's an amazing makeup artist, but that stuff is for stage people, okay? Everyday life, it's just gonna look like you have a lot of freaking makeup on. It just does. The other thing that I did is I used highlight. I put it on the tip of my nose, and I think I put it up here too, and on my chin. And I put it here, but I was kind of sloppy with it. Here's the thing about highlighter. Anytime you highlight anything, you're going to draw attention to that. So I just highlighted all my sebaceous hyperplasia, so that stood out more. And my nose, that's already round and big at the end, well, I just made it stand out more. So now your eyes are going to go right there to my nose. Also, placement is really important too. If I put a whole bunch of blush on here when I'm smiling, I've said it before, when I'm not smiling, it looks like my face has fallen. So when I apply my makeup now, I apply it all higher. In the video with my nasty makeup, I just did it all over dark. It's just not flattering on me. It's not flattering. It doesn't make me, to me, it makes me look older. And I also did my eyeliner all the way around my whole eye, which makes my eyes look smaller. It does bring my eye color up more, but it makes my eyes look smaller. Also overdid the bottom part, which dragged my eye down a little bit. And when I have that little bit of puffiness, it's not very attractive. My eyebrows, I made them look a lot smaller than they really are. And that is aging on me as well. They're not shaped really nicely, and they look really, really small. And then my lips, I just outlined my actual lips. Now I have uneven lips because I have a scar on my lip. So my top lip is already wonky, so I have to overdraw. I don't use a lot of foundation. There's several foundations that I like to use. One of them that I like to use is from Anastasia. That's the Luminous foundation. I really like this one because you can get a medium coverage if you need to with this, but you can also get a light coverage. I love it. I don't feel like it looks like I have too much foundation on. I don't think it looks too heavy on me. It's really, really a nice foundation. Another one that I like, this is pricey, and I don't wear this one all the time because it's expensive, but it's my Sicily if I want my makeup to stay on a little bit longer, because that's one of the things a lot of people say with full coverage they want to stay on longer too. This one's a really nice one, and it's not really heavy. It's expensive, I know it is, but I'm just sharing what I have and what I like and what I use. If you don't want to wear foundation, but you want to kind of have a filtered look to your face, I like the Chanel Le Beiges. This one is really, really a nice foundation. I kind of hesitate saying the word foundation because it's not going to cover anything. It's just going to give you a light filtered look on your face. It's nice for those days when you want that no makeup look. But if you have a lot of redness and sun damage, you're going to hate that one. Another foundation that I really like is this one. This one's from Stila. This is the Hide and Cheek. This is really nice because I feel like this is kind of like a serum foundation, so it's really, really light, and I feel like it is more skin-like. Those are the foundations that I really, really like to use that are skin-like. The other thing that I like to use is a beauty blender because I'm pushing that into my skin. So if you have large pores, you don't have to use a beauty blender, just use a beauty sponge, get whatever's in your budget, and just use it and really, really push it into your skin. You're gonna get a much nicer look doing it that way. I did do it that way in both videos. Just wanted to share that. That's how I always apply my makeup, is using a beauty sponge. I just prefer that the best. I don't have any streaks on my face from a brush. I'm not like constantly trying to blend it in to get rid of streaks. I don't have any, because I have a little bit of dry skin, so I'm not flaking up any of that. I'm just pushing the foundation into my skin, and I love it. I do not do any contouring. I just think that that is something that should be used if you're going to be going on stage or under lights or something like that, but not for every day. So there's different bronzers. Sometimes I use the Chanel bronzer. That one's a nice creamy one. I love that one. Sometimes I will use it's not a bronzer, it's called a contour wand from Charlotte Tilbury. Sometimes I will use that as a bronzer and blend it up. You be really careful with this. You don't want to use a lot. Lately I've been hooked on this Laura Mercier. I just really, really like this a lot, even though I'm more for creams and liquids. I've been enjoying using this. So this is a blush bronzer combination. I love it. Look how pretty it looks. See how my skin kind of has that glow to it? It's prepping your skin before. I've shared a video on that. If I can remember, I'll link it. Prep your skin before you do your makeup, and using something like this. Now, this I can use on my cheeks and it looks good. You don't want to, if you have lines, if you have any lines, if you have any pores that are kind of big, if you have texture to your skin, the last thing you want to do is put a shimmer on it, because you've just highlighted that and it doesn't look really pretty. So for me, I use a highlighter only at the top here. That's where I put it, only at the very top. Now, if you're someone that has a lot of lines there, then you have to be careful with it, and you're probably not going to be able to do that, because anytime that you use a highlighter, you're highlighting that area, you're drawing attention to that. So if you have lines and wrinkles or whatever and you put that there, then you're putting attention to that. I don't have anything like that up here. I'm good. So that's where I put that. And whenever I see someone that's younger than me, that's where I see the glow. So, where the light hits, that's where I put my highlighter. But light hits on other places too, and I'm not going to put it there because that's an area where I have some larger pores, and it's just going to make it look like I have bigger pores. As far as concealer, I don't do the whole people get crazy with the concealer to brighten up your under eyes. You have to be careful with that when you are a mature lady. This is my new favorite concealer. It's probably the best concealer I've ever used because it works on me and it doesn't settle into my lines like at all. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing concealer. I know some people have said, and I'm going to repeat this again, because some people have, well, it still looks like you have some darkness. It's because I have a little bit of puffiness right here. So, see? Yeah. It's a sagging. There's nothing I can do about that. I could put like thick anything on there, and it's just the way it is. So you just have to work with what you have to. You never want to put too much concealer on under your eyes if you have lines and wrinkles, which most of us do unless you have work done or something, because see, when I smile, see all that? So if I put a lot of stuff on there, then when I'm not smiling, I just highlighted every single one of those lines. Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah, so you don't want to do that. Another thing is I do use powder, but I don't use a lot of powder. Powder lasts me a long time because I don't use a lot. I do add a little bit of powder. I don't go crazy with powder. I have oily, dry combination skin, so I feel like I need a little powder. But if you are someone that you have dry skin, don't powder. Just skip the powder. I know they always tell you to powder to set your makeup even if you have dry skin, but I'm just learning. For me, I just feel like if you have really dry skin and it's really that bad, then the last thing you want to do is put powder on your face. Like I said, for me, I have oily, dry combination skin. I feel like I'm more oily. A girl needs to have a little bit of powder, but even on me, I don't go crazy with the powder. Let's talk about eyes really quick. Let's talk about the eyebrows. We saw what they look like. So I like to use this Chanel. I love this Chanel brow. What I love about it is I like the shape of it. I like the thickness of it, and it just makes doing your brows super easy. You just hold it on the end there as you see me, and I just kind of start shaping it. I kind of go around it, and then I just lightly fill it in. But you want to hold it out far because you don't want to hold anything really close. Anytime you're holding it like that, you're going to put too much pressure on. So you want to back up your hand, and you just want to do little strokes. And then I take this brush, which I hope that they still sell this. It's from Chanel. It's an eyebrow brush. So one end has a spoolie. The other end has this little angled brush that's soft. It's not a stiff one. So I like to go in there and just really blend in those ends there. And then I take my spoolie and I brush it up. I really take a lot of time with my brows. You see, I barely have any. But this makes me look like I have brows. And it looks much nicer being a little bit thicker than too thin. I feel like if they're too thin, they can actually look aging on me. So I think a little bit of a fuller brow looks better than when they're too thin. And I don't go all the way over here. I see some people that put eyebrow, like to kind of even it out and go. I don't do that, girl, because I don't want it to look like I just have, if you saw me in person, I don't want it to look like I have brow pencil right there. So I just follow the brows that I have. When I'm done doing that, I always put a little bit of a brow product on. I only have one that I use at a time. I don't buy different brow products. So one that I'm using right now, because I just finished I was using the Benefits brow that had the fibers in it. I was using that was a repurchase for me for a while. And then I decided to try this one. This is my second attempt trying this. I tried it years ago and I wasn't using it right. I really love this one right now. It's really nice. So on the eyeshadow today, you can see that I kept the darker shadow on the outside. So it's dark, medium, and light. I added that little bit of shimmer because on me, I feel like it really brightens up my eyes. If you're someone that can't wear a shimmer, I still would recommend you wearing a lighter eyeshadow. Just buy a matte shadow that is a lighter color here. Just gonna brighten up your eyes. Do you see how dark and heavy my eyes look in the first video as opposed to here? I think it looks a lot darker and heavier. So I always like to use a light color here. Dark on the ends is gonna kind of lift up your eye a little bit too, which we need, honey, we need all the lifting we can get. Okay, and then I just take a brown eyeliner. Sometimes I use black, but I've been really into brown lately, and I just go right underneath and I smudge my false lashes. I'm going to talk about that in a second, and my regular lashes. Now, I normally don't wear false lashes all the time. It's very rare that I do, but I lost some hairs over on the side, and they're kind of baby, so it looks ridiculous. So I'm wearing my false lashes right now, but normally I don't do that. I don't wear false lashes. So we're just going to ignore that part. I know I didn't wear it in the other. There's nothing wrong with wearing false lashes, but I will tell you this. If you do want to wear false lashes, don't get any that are like going all the way up here, honey, if you don't have much eye room, because it's just gonna, you're just gonna look like one big eyelash. And I think on mature eyes too, I think it can be too extreme. These are really, really pretty. These are just wispy demi lashes from Ardell. Really nice. You don't have to spend a lot of money on lashes. I did just purchase some lashes from MAC that I'm going to try. And I do want to try some magnetic lashes because I just want to test that out and see how that is. But these are very, very comfortable. Once you get them on, I don't even feel like they're on my eyes. Like I don't even know they're on there. That's how nice they are. I've shared videos on how to apply eyelashes. If I remember again, I will link it up there. Or I will put it below for you guys to check that video. Always check my description because I share what I'm wearing in the video. And I also will share, sometimes I'll share some different videos for you guys. I may have codes below to save money, so always check that out. Then the last thing that I want to talk about is my lips. So I have to overdraw my lips. If I don't overdraw my lips, it looks ridiculous. And you can see it in the video. See how small? My lips look really small. And also it's really, really kind of a darkish color. Now I use the same color, but what I did is I added a gloss, a plumping gloss on top. So it's gonna plump my lips up, and adding that shine to your lips is going to reflect light. So it's gonna make your lips look a little bit bigger too, as opposed to a matte lipstick is going to make your lips look smaller. And the darker the color that you wear too, it's gonna make your lips look smaller as opposed to wearing brighter or lighter colors too. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, I really hope that you did. Please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Would really appreciate if you would share it. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and on TikTok, and I will catch you guys all in my next video. Bye. I need to drink. Applying their makeup. I did let me do that again, I swear. Sometimes I want to just, oh, that's stupid. Neighbors.